Inspiring story of an old mother from England. Roll. There was a small village in England where the rays of the sun would climb the hills every morning. In this village, an old mother named Margaret lived alone in her small house. There were many ups and downs in Margaret's life, but her courage and bravery never diminished. Struggles of life. Margaret was born in a poor family. Her father was a farmer, and mother worked as a housemaid. She faced hardships since childhood. Sometimes she did not even get food for a day. But her mother always taught her that hardships are the truth of life. When Margaret grew up, she married Thomas, a young man from the village. Thomas was a hard-working farmer, and together they tried to improve their lives. A few years later, they had 2 children, Jack and Amy. Margaret and Thomas dreamed of giving the children a better education. Father's death, but as time passed, Thomas' health started deteriorating. One day, he suddenly passed away. This was a big blow for Margaret. Now she had to raise her children alone. People living in the village helped her, but Margaret never liked to depend on anyone. They started working in the fields. Working hard day and night, they educated the children and gave them good values. But the difficulties did not end. Once, Amy fell seriously ill. Margaret spent all her savings on her. Love and sacrifice. Every day was a new challenge for Margaret. Cooking for the children, sending them to school, and working in the fields, it was not easy for her to do all this at the same time. But there was an amazing love in her heart. She wanted her children to be successful. When Jack excelled in school, Margaret felt happy. She thought her sacrifices were paying off. She always encouraged her children to pursue their dreams. Bright future for children. Jack enrolled in college and Amy also did well in her studies. Both decided to pursue their respective fields. Jack enrolled in engineering and Amy entered the medical field. Margaret supported her children at every step. She loved meeting her family members and sharing their happiness. But she never thought that she would forget herself. Changes in the village. As the children grew up, changes began to take place in the village. People were inspired by Margaret's courage and struggle. She gathered other women of the village and formed a group. This group started working to empower women in the village. Margaret gave many women opportunities to work and inspired them to become self-reliant. Her move brought new energy to the village. Along with farming, women now started selling products made by their own hands. Dedication and inspiration. Margaret's life had now become an inspiration. The people of the village started calling her Mother Margaret. Stories of her dedication and struggle spread to every corner of the village. One day, a ceremony was organized in the village. There, Margaret was honored. Jack and Amy were also present there. When Margaret was called on stage, she spoke her heart out. "I never thought one would reach here. But my children always motivated me. Whatever one did was just for their future. We should always support each other. This is the biggest lesson of life." Conclusion: Margaret's story is not only one of struggle and sacrifice, it is also one of inspiration. What she did for her children during a difficult time in their lives is still alive in people's hearts. Her inspiring story teaches us that true love and devotion never go in vain. There is an opportunity in every challenge, and we should always pursue our dreams. Margaret's story reminds us that a mother's love is the most powerful, which can overcome every difficulty. Thus, Margaret taught us through her life experiences that struggles in life only make us stronger. Her inspiration inspired many people to move forward and find the courage to realize their dreams. Therefore, we should always stand up for our family and our loved ones, because that is the real strength.